Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another formation to review. This is the 4-3-1-2 formation. A lot of people have been asking if I could make a custom tactics video on this formation. So here I am. So here we have the 4-3-1-2 formation with our players. I have two strikers who are both lengthy because that's how we'll be playing. We're playing a lot of through balls. We have Werner, who's a very good dribbler, so also has decent passing stats. We'll be playing there. And Martinez, Tchouaméni, and Milinkovic-Savic. Martinez is he's an attacker with good enough defensive stats, with Savic and Tchouaméni as complete CDMs. That being said, let's look at the tactics first and then the instructions. So the way we'd be playing is that we'll have a balanced defensive style. So we won't be going for any kind of pressure because this formation in itself would give you good pressure by default. The aim is the same, right? We want to be aggressive, try to win balls in the center of the field, or dispossess the opponent before they kind of reach the defense, which is okay even if they do. But that's the basic aim. And then we want to do this without sacrificing our attacking options as well as defensive length, right? So those two things are what we need to take care about. Now the width is 15, so it's better to keep it less than 20, but do not keep it at 0 because this kind of gets very narrow if you put it at 0. 15 is a good enough defensive width. You might also want to do it 20 at times because sometimes people attack a lot from the wing, but I think 15 works fine with me. The depth we want to keep high because this is a formation which kind of gets, I'll tell you why we're playing high depth, right? But keep it at 70. The reason is that we'll be playing build-up play to be slow build-up, right? This is not fast build-up, this is not balanced. And we want to combine slow build-up with forward runs, right? So what happens is that this forward runs tactic specifically makes your attackers kind of take, even if you see the screen right now, right, in the graphics, they're trying to move deeper into the field, right? But the thing is, because you're not having fast build up, so even if they lose the ball, they tend to be in shape. You'd see, like, at times you might feel that, oh, your defense is empty or something like that, but those are rare situations where you anyway would be vulnerable towards counter attack. It's in any formation, if you try to attack more, you'd be a little bit vulnerable in counter attacks. But other than that, slow build-up combined with forward runs kind of gives you the shape at the defense as well as very good attacking options. So we'll be playing that with 35 width, which is like next to neutral width, not too wide, not too narrow, and it gives you pretty good attacking options, specifically because you do not have wingers, so a lot of times your full backs will be coming up to support you. So this width together can provide very good option. Also, because you have forward runs, another thing that happens is as soon as you lose the ball, your players tend to come back to that position, as I told you, right? Which also happens in fast build-up because they're moving too fast and they want to come back. Here, a lot of players would be moving deeper into the pitch. So as soon as you lose ball, yes, you might be vulnerable to counter, but if your opponent is usually not playing fast build-up or usually not playing a lot of through balls with just counter-attacking football, most likely your players, specifically the players in the midfield, would be able to get the ball back. Let's look at the instructions. So we have both the strikers who are lengthy on stay central and get in behind. We'll be playing a lot of through balls. Our the cam or the CF position would be basically have come back at defense. So what happens is this guy would come on the left mid position while defending, and you'd be basically defending in 4-4-2 shape. That's always how we want to defend in this game, to keep the shape constant and have a lot of spaces covered, right? And then the other things should be pretty much default. For the center mid, the one on the left center mid position, he'd be on stay back while attacking, and we want to keep this as cover center, right? Yeah. So this guy would be stay back while attacking and cover center. Your the CDM position would be again stay back while attacking, cover center, and your right center mid would be, or the right mid actually, the player who would be playing right mid when it's time for defending would be stay back while attacking but cover wing, right? So your Cam would be on the left wing, your, for example here, Werner would be on the left wing, Martinez on the right wing, and both my CDMs would be on cover center and stay back, right? The full backs we want, okay, so this is the interesting part, okay? Both the center backs will be stay back, not about it. Your full backs will be join the attack. Trust me on this. It might feel that I'm just pushing everyone on the front, but remember we have two central defensive midfielders who'd be staying back. One of the attacker and right center mid would also be coming back, and then because of these two, the left back and the right back players, because they'll be moving up and down. A lot of times you'll win the ball when they're coming back to the position. A lot of times they'd already be back in the position. You might not feel that much of difference. The reason being that this is a formation which is narrow. So you're attacking in like cluster shaped. The center is like a cluster, right? And then you have your full backs going up and down. So you'll have your attacking options as well as in defensive, when you're trying to defend, you'll have pretty good shape there. The only con in this formation that I've been telling you since the start is that sometimes it might be vulnerable to counterattacks, but that's how you need to play with this formation. If you do not have them, so the thing is you can have them stay back as well, but then you would not have that flexibility in your attack, that extra two options, which would be very helpful. We'll see in the clips. That being said, let's look at some clips on how this formation works in the game. Right, so now we're defending. So as you see, it's a 4-4-2 defending, right?
What should we be looking for from him today? Lewandowski now. Clean challenge.
So now you can look at the attacking options, where Zaha is now taking the run. So that provides us with that extra option, right?
And now here's Banya.
Same with Klosterman here. Unlucky. So pretty good, as you saw, defensive shape too, right? Yeah, very few options that we give him.
Can he find the right pass? There now. Can he put them in front? Still can be dangerous. There now. And a goal.
There we have it. So as you can see, I have like almost 4 people on the attacking front, right? Because of that forward runs, they're always running deeper into the pitch, but they also tend to run very fast back to their positions. Look at Klosterman now, right? Okay, so I want you to see what happens here, right? He lost the ball, but now he's almost back at his position, and we are again with 2 people defending. So one thing you got to remember is that you need to use R1 a lot of times at this, right? So that more players kind of come up and block those spaces. So look at Zaha again, right? That's the space we get. So look at my defensive shape right now, right? It's not that all my players are forwards, so I do not have those defensive options. I still am very well versed with defense too.
They continue their push for the equaliser, but definitely not forcing it. Rudiger, counter-attacking, very much an option. Opportunity. And now he must score.
And there we have a goal. That's a good build-up play, right? So because of that, because we're combining that forward runs with that slow build-up, it's like you're not rushing, while at the same time they're playing kind of fast build-up, right? That's the difference.
Rudiger in the second half.
So I would tell you one thing: when you lose the ball on the wing specifically, let your right back and left back, go back. Do not try to control them at that time. Look at that run, right? So having good fullbacks is really necessary. You get a simple goal from there. So Xiaomeni just came back and took the ball from there, right? So that's what I'm saying. So winning the ball in the midfield is like the aim, right? So if you can see, like in these two instances, I did not let him take the possession and go to my defense. I just tried to win the ball before that.
Really well today, particularly in the midfield areas, and I expect more of the same as the game goes on.
Well, not quite what he wanted to do with the pass. Is it going to be Joselu?
So you saw that attack with the defense. So there were like 3-4 players covering, and we won the ball back, and then we attacked.
Not too much defending going on in the grand scheme of things. 4-1.
Yet again,
To win it back.
winning in the midfield is the ultimate aim.
Threat for them. Great defending. Werner. Werner.
So at this instance, right, he got confused as to whom to cover. And that's how we could basically score, right? So he thought I'd be going to Klosterman because of that run. Instead, I gave to Werner, and then we had that brilliant chance.
Chouameni.
Look at my options right now in the attack, right? So I have a lot of passing options. So
Every pass hitting its
and
target.
everything is stretched too, right? So it's not just that it's clustered in the center or something. It's pretty much spread. And now my fullback was already back in his position, right? Oh my God.
Campbell. Can they forge ahead? Well, they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's happened sometimes. It's nothing to do with the formation.
Yes, it was a good save, Derek, but he should score from there.
Nicely timed tackle.
And Klosterman providing us with that support again.
Klosterman. Chance to put us gas defending, but brilliant defending.
So right now, if you could see, it looked like there'll be a counter, right? But my defense is pretty much back into its shape pretty quickly.
Wilfried Zaha. And good use of advantage. The referee allowing play to continue. He's got to score! And a goal!
There we have it again. So he's playing ultra pressure, so we're not able to get the ball too. A lot of times that when we have it, those extra wing options are very useful in those situations. And you've seen, like, even though we, sometimes the counterattacks are there and you will concede, but then it's really nice overall. Basically, if you even get conceded, you will also score, right? And even the pressure that your players put on the midfield is great in this formation. All right, guys. So I'll be honest. I played 6 matches. I lost 2-1, and rest I literally made the opponents quit. So it was such a game, and these tactics really work out well for me. So there are a few considerations to it, right? Few things you want to try if you are struggling with these tactics. One of them is that you could make your fullbacks stay back while attacking. That's up to you. Or maybe you can make them balanced. If you make them balanced, only at certain times they would come up on the field and provide you that passing options. But with join the attack, they do it so consistently, and their up and down movement is like really important for me, because we've seen so many goals because of that, right? When Klosterman or Zaha were in those positions, open up spaces. At the same time, when they're moving back, when they're tracking back, a lot of times they just automatically intercept the passes or tackle the player and so on. So that really works out well for me. Another thing you could try is potentially this depth, right? You can play with this depth. You can make it like, if you feel that you're too high and you're struggling with a lot of counter attacks, you can probably decrease this to about 60 maybe, or 55, whatever works for you. But the reason is that because it's 70, it feels like we are very aggressive. It feels that constant pressure. It kind of automatically introduces that offside traps a lot of times, right? So those are the things we really need to do. But this combination, slow build up and forward runs, is very important. Do not change. So if you're using forward runs, do not change slow build up. If you're using slow build up but you like to play like maybe direct passing, etc., that's up to you, but this is what worked best for me. And that's about it, guys. Hopefully you like these tactics, like the other tactics I've created so far. If you do, feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video. Goodbye. Cheers.